The JUMPZYLLA outdoor trampoline earns real praise for value, bounce, a layout that feels safer for kids, and customer support that often shows up when it matters. But when you step back and look at the pattern across buyer reports, two weaknesses keep surfacing: the net pull system and the included anchors in windy conditions. If this JUMPZYLLA trampoline looks like the right fit for your yard, check it out through the link in the video description. This product makes the most sense for families who want a fun backyard trampoline, like the spring outside the net design, and are comfortable reinforcing a few things after purchase. It makes less sense for buyers in windy areas who expect the included stakes to do the whole job, or for anyone looking for something that feels heavily overbuilt for the long haul. Buyers consistently praise the assembly process, often saying it was easier than expected for a trampoline and usually very doable with two people. Kids clearly love it. The bounce gets strong praise, and buyers feel they get solid value for the money. The safety layout also gets repeated praise, especially from parents who like the enclosure design. The biggest recurring issue is wind performance. Multiple buyers said the included stakes were not enough. In some cases, the trampoline shifted, flipped, or blew away in strong wind. If you live in a windy area, stronger anchors should be treated as a part of the real purchase price. The other major complaint centers on the enclosure system. The mat and lower frame often get decent feedback, but the net poles and upper support structure show up too often in negative reviews. Buyers reported poles bending, snapping, or leaning earlier than they expected. There are also smaller, but still legitimate complaints about rust, bent parts, damaged packaging, and occasional hardware issues right out of the box. There is a real expectation gap between the safety-focused branding and the consistency some buyers feel they received. A lot of buyers do believe they got a sturdy, fun trampoline, but others ran into weak anchors, hardware issues, or enclosure parts that did not hold up the way the branding seemed to promise. Durability looks mixed, not clearly strong and not clearly weak. There are legitimate long-term positive reviews, including reports of several years of use. But there are also enough early failure reports that this does not read like a worry-free, built-like-a-tank long-term product. The most likely weak points over time appear to be the enclosure system and weather resistance. Customer service gets a lot of praise, especially for sending replacement parts quickly. There is also some criticism from buyers who felt support was frustrating or inconsistent. Some people had fast, helpful service, while others said getting parts or responses took too much effort. Overall, the sentiment towards support is still strongly positive. One thing worth keeping in mind is that some ratings appear stronger than the original experience probably was. A meaningful number of reviews describe real product issues, but were later updated after customer service stepped in and fixed the problem. That suggests support often succeeds in converting a bad experience into a better outcome. It also means the star average reflects more than just the product itself. It also reflects how often the company made things right. Overall, this looks best for families who want a fun, generally well-liked backyard trampoline with a safer feeling layout and good value, and who are willing to buy stronger anchors right away. Its biggest strength is that buyers usually like the bounce, setup, and value. Its biggest risk is that the enclosure poles and wind setup come up too often in complaints to ignore. Buy it if reinforcing it from day one sounds reasonable. Skip it if your priority is something that feels especially overbuilt and storm ready right out of the box.